Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Up Missoula. I'm your host, Scott Ramp. I have a couple guests on this morning to talk about all sorts of things. I got Project Tomorrow Montana here to talk about suicide Prevention Month and suicide awareness. They're going to be talking a little bit about that. I got Nancy DePastino from the Missoula City County Health Department, and I got Susan Hay-Patrick from the CEO of United Way of Missoula County. So to talk about that, I also have a couple other guests that'll be coming on here, and you'll have to wait to see what that's all about. So let's talk a little bit about the weather. It's going to be raining. There's going to be some rains. You're going to have to deal with some of that stuff happening today and this weekend as well. You might see some slight chance of showers and sunny days on Saturday, but as we transition to Sunday, you're going to see some more rain happening as well. So we might get a break for the farmers market if you guys plan on being out and about. And I'll have your also your report for your arts. If you're going out and about for your art walk, I have all the arts locations you guys can check out as well. In local news, the university is seeing more than a drop-off of students, but faculty and the budget shortfalls in the fiscal year 2020 budget. Undergraduate enrollment at the UM's flagship campus has dropped by more than 33% since 2011, and it stood at 9,407 students last spring. During the fiscal year 2019, it ended in June 30th. Had undergraduate enrollment of 9,247 full-time equivalent students. According to the posted budget documents, total budget was down from $146 million to about $144 million in the 2020 fiscal year budget. In comparison, Montana State University Bozeman budget grew from $240 million to about $254 million. The Board of Regents is to take up budget and other items during their meeting scheduled for September 11th and the 12th in Butte. For more information, go to mus.edu/board for more information. In state news, while Montana has been fortunate this fire season, Cody and McCluskey fires have affected communities in Montana and Wyoming regions alike. The McCluskey fire near El Del Mon has mushroomed into a size growing from 100 acres to about 974 acres. A large smoke plume loomed over the East Ridge most of the afternoon Wednesday. The terrain has proven difficult for crews to effectively fight the fire, being that some areas have fallen trees and rugged landscapes. Cooler weather is expected Thursday and Friday, which officials believe will slow the fire's progression. A mandatory evacuation was issued Wednesday for night for cabins and residents in the Kitty Creek Drainage and Buffalo Bill Boy Scout camp located in Cody, Wyoming, after the fishhawk fire grew to about 7 square miles. 8:30 p.m. is when they issued the evacuation order for residents of cabins, and residents in these areas needed to leave immediately due to encroaching a fishhawk fire. National news, one of the big things that are happening is that they're banning flavored e-cigarettes, and the state of Michigan has officially started the ball rolling with this thing. What started out as urban legends of e-cigarettes being a lot healthier alternative to regular cigarettes has taken the nation by storm, which included candy-type flavors from bubblegum, blueberry, all sorts of things that have been targeting youth. Governor Gretchen Whitmer of Michigan said Wednesday that she would outlaw the state of flavored e-cigarettes in her state, part of a national crackdown on vaping amid a recent spike in illness tied to products. This would be the first state ban on flavored e-cigarettes, which would see the tobacco-flavored cigarettes remaining in place. A statement from Juul Labs, one of the leading e-cigarette companies, said it favored a ban on flavors that mimic candies or children's food, but believe menthol-flavored e-cigarettes would be allowed. All right, so that's some of the news things that are happening in and around Missoula. I have an art clip for you guys, and this is going to be the last time you guys get a chance to see this at the Missoula Art Museum. So you get to check it out tonight before it's gone for quite some time. So when I come back, I'll have Project Tomorrow Montana on after this. Hey guys, I'm here with Susan Haypatrick and Nancy De Pestino. Sorry about
okay.
that. I always mess something up. All right,
everybody should be named Patrick because it's so much easier.
Right. So you guys are here to talk about Project Tomorrow, Montana, and there's a bunch of events happening this weekend as well. If you missed one, there's a double dip of these two things happening on tonight and Saturday, which is the Every Brilliant Thing,
right?
And that's going to be hosted by Blackfoot Communications, and who's going to be the speaker?
It's a one-actor play starring local actor Rosie Seitz Ayers, who's been in many productions around town, and it's an acclaimed comedy. The playwright describes it as the funniest thing you'll ever see about the least funny subject in the world, which is depression and suicide.
Right. And it is very important to talk about this in any kind of situation, because not talking about it is a huge issue in itself as well.
Absolutely.
And I think Project Tomorrow is a great resource for a lot of people. And this is about its first official year?
It's the first year that we've really been the principal sponsor of Suicide Prevention Week activities. We've always been involved, but this year we really took it on along with the good folks at St. Pat's, who are sponsoring the Out of the Darkness Walk next Saturday. But do you want to talk about the play a little bit?
Sure.
And what Rosie's been doing?
Yeah, the play is really an incredible and uplifting performance, and I promise it will make you laugh and cry. It's about somebody who's naming every single thing there is to live for her mom who's in crisis, and it's a really beautiful story. Rosie does an incredible job, so we're really excited to put it on tonight and tomorrow night at MCT for free. You can go to the United Way website to sign up and reserve a seat, or you can come and show up tonight, and I'm pretty sure there'll be a spot for you.
MissoulaUnitedWay.org, and then there's a link.
And then, of course, Project
Tomorrow
MT.org.
Right. Yep.
But of course, you can always Google and you can find pretty much anything.
Right.
You know, it's.
I've heard that.
Of course, yeah. But yeah, I mean, thanks, guys. I just want to also mention that there's also a class to look for signs and help questions and stuff like that, which happening on Sunday and Monday.
Yeah, we have these. We have a lot of events happening for Suicide Prevention Week. You can go to Project Tomorrow Montana on our Facebook page and see this schedule of events. That's lovely. You might see these posters up around town. We have QPR trainings, which stands for Question, Persuade, Refer, and it's a suicide intervention training meant for anybody 15 and older that our health department offers for free. Any organization who wants to be trained in this can call our office and have us come out and do that. And it's really just, it teaches you how to ask the hard question of, are you suicidal? And open up that conversation and let somebody know that you're there to help them.
Yes.
People are often afraid to ask the question that can save a life. Are you depressed or suicidal? Because they think they'll put that thought in someone's head.
Exactly.
But really, all the evidence is that the person who is depressed or suicidal is really desperate for someone to reach out and help them.
Yeah. And like, of course, all these sheets have, they have a text line. Like some people, like when it comes to suicide, they don't like talking about it, but they're more, it's easier for them to maybe come out with a text.
Yes.
Because calling somebody in general is kind of like this.
Right, we don't do that anymore.
Yeah, no one does that anymore. Who texts anyways? But anyways, there is a hotline, of course. Suicide Prevention Office. Then of course the hotline is 1-800-273-TALK, which is otherwise known as 8255. Once again, that number is 1-800-273-8255.
Right. Or people can text MT to 741-741 if they prefer the text line.
Yep. And again, that text number is, you just text MT to 741-741. So you just type it in twice.
Yep. Great.
So many of these events that are happening on here, of course, September is Suicide Awareness Month.
Right.
And this is an event that's happening for the beginning part. And also there's going to be a proclamation next Monday about this as well. That's going to be read by the mayor.
Yes.
Of the city council.
Yes, and MCAT is so great about covering city council, so your viewers will be able to see that too.
Awesome. Well, is there anything else? I think we covered a lot of stuff what's happening this weekend as well, but I know that there is the final deal, which is Out of the Darkness Walk
Right.
which is happening a week from tomorrow.
Right, and that raises funds for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, which is one of those amazing, successful national organizations that does a lot of research, provides materials, develops things like best practice media guidelines, which you have just followed by always giving out the lifeline and text line when you do a story discussing suicide. So we're happy in Missoula to field a team to walk in memory of or in honor of someone who has taken their own life by suicide and raise money for AFSP.
Nice. Well, thank you guys very much for joining me. Is there anything else you wanted to say?
Thanks, Scott. Well, I just wanted to mention that all of our events this week are free. They're all the events that are on this schedule are open to the public. So I encourage you to go find the schedule on our Facebook page or online and join us.
Nice. Well, thank you guys very much for joining us.
Thanks, Scott.
And we'll be right
Thanks,
back
Scott.
with Michael Legg right after this. Hey guys, we're back here with Michael Legg. He is the director?
Artistic director.
Artistic director
Yeah.
of Go, Please, Go.
Also
And-
the director of that show. Yeah.
So, Montana Repertory Theater.
Yes.
The show's already been going on. If you, and this is the last weekend to go check it out.
It is. We have 4 shows left. Tonight, Saturday matinee, Saturday night, Sunday matinee.
Okay, so tell us a little bit more about this play, what people can expect.
Well, the play's a world premiere, which is the cool thing about it. So audiences here in Missoula will be the first ones to ever see this show. It was written by a playwright named Emily Feldman, who is an amazing playwright. She's based out of New York. She's got a big show happening there. So it's really nice that we get to premiere one of her works. The play itself is about a young couple who decide to break up in like the first 30 seconds of the play and then spend the next 90 minutes and 65 years trying to do it.
Nice. And is it the same cast throughout, or do you have...
It is, yeah. It's
Oh.
the same cast. It's 6 actors. There are 3 actors that we brought in from New York, and then 3 local folks. The 3 actors from New York, 2 of them play the couple. One plays a very significant person in all of their lives. And then the 3 folks that are local actors play a variety of characters, from friends to babysitters to their mothers. Yeah.
And so, without spoiling too much of the play,
Okay.
basically the synopsis is basically they're together for primarily most of their lives.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of the play is about how difficult it is to, especially in this day and age with social media, and
Right.
you try to end a relationship with somebody, and it's kind of impossible to do it, or at least to
really
completely
is.
excise them from your life.
Yeah, I mean, like a breakup doesn't mean you have to stop loving them. That's the
Exactly,
thing.
yeah.
And that's the thing about this is it's like you go back and forth about breaking up and doing all this stuff, and there's signs that says like maybe we're not good for each other, but you're the only thing I know.
Absolutely, yeah. And also, a lot of it is like socioeconomic, right? One of the reasons why they break up but don't leave is because neither of them can afford to find another place to
Right.
live. Yeah.
Which is a good allegory to struggling,
Yep.
and just the divorce rate really dropped, especially during the Depression as well.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
everyone had to stick together.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and money is the biggest contributed to divorce all the time.
Oh my God, all the time.
All the time. But more about this play, it's comedy.
Yes, it is.
So it's kind of like one of those things, just like, with this again? And then like this kind of deal. So it's,
yeah, absolutely. And then also to see how, because one of the characters really moves on and over the course of the play enters into several other relationships. And so part of the comedy is watching the person who doesn't move on sort of watch all that happen around him while they're trapped in this tiny little apartment.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a comedy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, like, does it follow a lot of those? I mean, like, does it, like, like one of those times when you always see a show or a movie, they always follows the trope is like, you're really annoying, and then they end up together at the very end.
Well, again, not to spoil too much, but they end up together at the end, but maybe not in the way that you might expect.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, there you go. I don't want to spoil any more because if I ask any more questions, we're going to get some more.
Yeah.
Montana Repertory Theater is going to be Massacre Theater happening tonight. A couple matinees on Saturday and Sunday.
Tonight 7:30, Saturday 2 o'clock matinee, Saturday 7:30 p.m., Sunday 2 o'clock.
Yep.
You can get tickets on montanarep.com or by stopping by the box office.
And the box office opens usually
noon,
half an hour before the show sometimes?
Well, it's open 12 to 5 today, but it's always open at least a half hour before the show.
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Michael. I really appreciate you coming down.
Absolutely.
All right, so we got a bunch of new programs going to be airing on MCAT, so here are some of these, and when I come back, I'll have more show for you guys. So thanks, Michael.
Thanks.
We were, in some ways, a ship without its sails up, buffeted a bit by the waves, and looking for a common sense of direction. But over the course of the past year, I've been so proud of the way this community has made steady, consistent headway in addressing our challenges. We aligned our efforts around 5 priorities for action. We've met regularly to measure our progress against those priorities, and we've adjusted as necessary. We've tackled head-on some long-standing challenges. We've reduced our structural budget deficit by over 60%, and we've cleared the way for new momentum.
The wind stopped, the sun's out. This is just fine before the snow comes tomorrow. Great. Hey, we've got a great tune right here. All of you of my age and such will remember old Dick Clark. This is his theme song, man. It was written by Barry Manilow. All right, and I'm embarrassed to say I have a Barry Manilow album even. Oh my God! But he wrote some good music too. Here's Bandstand Booty.
We walked in and everybody was looking at our pants because Mia was wearing these flower pattern pants and I was wearing these sweatpants, these Adidas very thick sweatpants. And so everybody else on our team was wearing shorts and we were not matching that. So Bev put us in the middle where no one could see our pants. And in Florida, it was like a wet, hot Dutch oven. It was so hot there. So we walked down the hallway, me and I in the middle with our sign, and we got into the gym, and there's all these Disney mascots like Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck, and I like them on the cartoons, but not so much when they come to life.
Let's now pay our first visit to Asia and the city of Shenzhen in southeastern China. You may not know that name, but you surely will recognize its southern neighbor, Hong Kong. Shenzhen is the urban link between Hong Kong and the main part of the People's Republic of China. It's a metropolis of about 13 million people, a far cry from its origins as a small railroad town in the Pearl River Delta. It became a city in 1979 and has grown rapidly over the past 40 years. It was China's first special economic zone, and its prominence as a technology hub has led to comparisons with California's Silicon Valley. It also has a reputation as an excellent place to visit. There are beaches, public parks, and a collection of theme parks with names like Window on the World, Happy Valley, and splendid China Folk Village. Musically, the city has its own symphony orchestra, and since 2001, the Shenzhen Yantian Foreign Language Primary School Children's Choir.
A lot of great programs on MCAT, and you can get more information by logging on to our website, mcat.org. We updated our website, and if you are looking to get in contact with us, you can contact our number on the top right there. Our number is 542-6228, but through this website, we're able to effectively call you back if you use the number generated on the mcat.org website as well. If you're interested in finding out more about my show, you go to wakeupmissoula.wixsite.com/wakeupmissoula. You can look me up on Wake Up Missoula on the Google. You'll be able to find me on YouTube, Facebook, and the Twitter as well. All that stuff and wonderful things. But one of the things that are happening this week at the movies is a bunch of movies that are coming out this weekend as well, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about them to hopefully deter you from going. Horror movies. Hey, nobody really likes horror movies, but people are kind of obsessed with this one. The kids from the very popular movie It Chapter 1 come It Chapter 2, and this time it's personnel, as in the kids have been replaced by older adults, because they don't want to wait like 27 years for the kids to grow up into these roles, and who knows where the kid actor is going to turn out. Whew. And of course, they get over the fears because I don't know, I don't know how they're going to spin this, because they already got over their fear of Pennywise in the first movie, and I guess they have to deal with some new fears in this thing, or some of the old, I guess old habits die hard, and that's kind of what this movie kind of teaches people. So, anyways, Pennywise is dancing down, is the dancing clown. Will get another resurgence with children who have not seen or will not see this movie, but yet they'll be obsessed with Pennywise, because I have a bunch of kids in my after-school programs who are obsessed with Pennywise who have no idea the whole movie. They've never seen the movie. They like a lot of parents don't let their kids watch a rated R movie. So I don't know. It's interesting how much of a culture phenomenon this has become. So if you want to sit for 3 hours of a movie watching some horror movie clown thing, how to have a spectacle because they now gave them a bunch of money, you think a bigger budget's going to mean a bigger payoff, right? Moving on, documentary. Enjoy this masterpiece of 1960s folk music, which will make retired baby boomers with disposable incomes be like, 1960s? I'll buy that ticket because I'm from the 60s. Basically, why not? Who cares? Blah, blah, blah. So it's basically about Linda Ronstadt. So enjoy some folk music because that seems to be a thing. Next up is we got a movie, Bollywood movie. It's a foreign film. Of course, I'm kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel because I don't even know if this movie is going to be popping up in Missoula. So let's see. Anyways, this is kind of like Friends, but they're in college and they're going to graduate, and people are going to go their separate ways, go on their life and culture, blah blah blah. So it's all like college friends. They hang out at one point, maybe one or two of them are kind of like weird or whatever. But I did actually watch the trailer. It looks pretty interesting. But of course, there's one of the guys in the movie who kind of looks like he has like the high hair. He kind of reminds me of Kid and Play from the House Party movies. Hey, why don't I just get a dated reference for a movie that's just coming out? Well, a movie that maybe nobody's seen. So anyways, those are the movies that are happening in Missoula as well. I just wanted to tell you guys that MCAT's going to be doing a whole bunch of things happening this weekend. So many things happening this weekend. We got a live stream happening this afternoon. We're kicking things off with a live stream at 4 p.m. It's a football game. I'm not going to tell you which one it is because it's going to be a doubleheader, both featuring Sentinel and Hellgate. doubleheader. They're not versing each other, but they're going to be versing other teams. First play will be in the afternoon at 4 p.m., and then the next one will happen hopefully right after 7 o'clock, but most likely will be at 7:30 like it was last year. And I believe this is, like, from what I've seen in the schedule, this is the only doubleheader that's going to be happening this year as well. So we'll be there covering that live stream. But also, I wanted to mention that MCAT will be doing another live stream happening tomorrow night. So here's a little taste of what you might see tomorrow night.
Oh, season 2 time. Whoa, I'm gonna be late.
I hope I drew the guys' attention. Season 2, everybody. Hey!
Kicking off tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Dude I Just Drew will be live on our Facebook page, AMCAT's Facebook page. If you like us on our Facebook page, you'll get notified whenever we're live. All right, so that's kind of what's happening there. Let's talk about something that's happening in Missoula. You saw the pathway that he was running. That's also the pathway for the art walk. So why not just jump into it? Because I'm just trying to figure out a segue for this next segment. Time for your first Friday art guide here on Wake Up Missoula. Starting off, it's impressions. Hey, why not start off with a good impression? Radius Gallery, which is off of Main Street. Artist Jamie Schwartz demonstrates her painting techniques. This behind-the-scenes look at allows you to ask questions about her process. Browse around the current exhibit, Impressions, an all printmaking exhibition. The vitality of this contemporary printmaking is on full display in the extraordinary exhibition, featuring work by the 13 Montana-based artists spanning 3 generations. Up next, we got alternative transportation, and this is going to be at Upcycle. B. Martinez and musicians Pat McKay and Jimmy Smith for the first Friday celebration of Upcycle on the Hip Strip with the Street Side Parklet, sponsored by Missoula in Motion. The wonderful works of Jessica Middle, the Annex Art Gallery, the Galaxy Graffiti presented by Jessica Mattel. Come support your community and discover the beautiful paintings and photography done by this local artist. Next up, we got Borders Cantos, Sonic Borders. Join MAM as they welcome artist Border Cantos Sonic Borders for First Friday reception, complete with a book signing by Richard Mizrach. Visit the artists, enjoy music by KBGA. They got First Friday Art Show at Berkshire Hathaway, and this is going to be Herman and Susan's unique, colorful show draws from the artist's personal experiences and studios. So you're going to feature 2 artists at the Berkshire Hathaway Place. Dana Gallery, September 6th, to enjoy eclectic variety of contemporary Western art on display at the remaining works of their 17th annual Paint Out, an event they do every summer where they invite a number of artists in Missoula for a few days to paint El Plein Air. This show is always amazing, energetic, and really captures the beauty of essence of summers in Montana. Next, we got Changing Seasons. This is going to be at the Four Ravens Gallery. They have a gallery space. They've opened up a little more gallery space that they've done in the past, which is a really great space as well. You can join Jordan Porter, a native of Whitefish, Montana, shares his appreciation for nature through his blossoming oil painting career. And he'll also talk about his art at 5:30 p.m. tonight. We have 3 friends, 3 approaches, and this is in the Gallery 709. This is off of Ronan Street, inside the Montana Art and Framing. Gallery 709, 3 friends, 3 approaches, artworks by Eloise Jetter, Bob Finney, and Janet Sullivan, showing their Bitterroot landscape Missoula scenes and colorful abstraction. Live music by Toy Box, which will be, but of course Toy Box will be playing that night. This art exhibit will be running from now until September 28th, and it opens tonight. Artist Shop, More Than Words. This is going to be at the Artist Shop, contemporary works of fine arts in ink and gouache, based in the letters of the alphabet. The power of calligraphy is that it unites the meaning of the written word with the beauty of the visual arts. And finally, wrapping things up, this is going to be at the Clay Studio of Missoula, which will they welcome Pocatello. Man. Okay, it's actually, if you see the word by itself, but once you see Idaho right behind it, you're just like, Pocatello, Idaho. So this Pocatello, Idaho-based ceramic artist Chris Pickett for a solo exhibition in September. His functional works include physical and psychological comfort through their generations of volumes and soft surfaces. Chris received a BFA from the University of Tennessee and his MFA from the University of Florida. Chris served as long-term resident following at the Archie Bray Foundation from 2012 to 2014 and was the Barbara Reitenberg Fellow of the Clay Art Center in Port Chester, New York from 2015 to 2016. Chris serves as the Assistant Professor of Art at Idaho State University. And his art is being featured at the Clay Studio of Missoula. So you can check that all out. And you can find out more about this by going to MissoulaEvents.net. I have another video for you guys, and this is a nice video that will help kick off this weekend as well. So I'll talk about some events that are happening after this. Welcome to the 2019-2020 Saturday Drop-In season. Every Saturday, your kid gets to play with media that ranges from stop animation to live action.
You all have the same color!
1 to 5 p.m. every Saturday, $10 per kid and $15 for siblings.
Looks pretty!
The fun starts at 500 North Higgins, Suite 105.
You made it to the end of the video!
Alright, yes, you did make it to the end of the video. And now you're at the beginning of your events. So kicking off this morning, you got some morning yoga with children with autism and special needs, Red River Lewis Center, starting now. And this is people with special needs. This is 1 to 25-hour yoga assistance registered course, offers fun, hands-on, and effective strategy for teaching yoga to children with diverse abilities. Participants will learn tools to support children aged 5 to 17 with self-regulation, body awareness, social skills, expression of difficult emotion, language, and communication, and so much more. Learn strategies, support, and modifications to teach yoga to kids with ADD, ADHD, autism, Down syndrome, Prader-Williams syndrome, cerebral palsy, sensory integration difficulties, language processing difficulties, developmental delays, limited mobility, anxiety, behavioral challenges, and more. It's a 3-day training, and it's kicking off today, and it's going to go on until the 8th, and it's with Shawnee Thornton Hardy, and it's through the Red Willow Center. Storytime and Tiny Tales at Missoula Public Library every single Friday, 10:30 a.m. They have a bunch of Tiny Tales and story times spread out all around the Missoula Public Library and sponsorships throughout the city of Missoula as well. But most of the time, they started at 10:30 a.m. Hands-on Science, they talk about chemistry. Spectrum Discovery Center, which is at 812 Toole Avenue. It's $3.50 for anyone 4 and over, and if you're under 3, you get free. This is a great this is a great scientific discovery. Kids get to learn through hands-on science research and stuff like that. So they're talking about chemical reaction at the Discovery Bench. And Makerspace, they're going to be talking about light play. Montana State Hemp and Cannabis Festival this weekend as well, kicking off today at 11 a.m. The 4th annual Montana State Hemp and Cannabis Festival returns to Lola Hot Springs, and it's going to be going on all weekend long. A lot of bands playing, a lot of promotions of hemps, and legalization of marijuana. Doug Tug Toy Drop-Off Workshop, Missoula Public Library, 4 p.m. Learn how to make Tug Toy gift for dogs living in our local animal shelter during the Dog Tug Toy Drop-In Workshop, which offers participants a chance to create tug toys for dogs living in Humane Societies of West Montana using recycled t-shirts. Guidance will be provided as well as materials to make the tug toy. And all tug toys will be donated to the Humane Society of West Montana. This is a drop-in workshop, no registration required, and it's going to be at the Missoula Public Library, and this is happening from 4 to 5:30 p.m. 21st Annual Maverick Brew Festival, Caris Park. Need I say more? It's a brew fest that's happening at 4 p.m. at Caris Park. Hang out under the tent, get a ticket, help support some kind of charity. Brewfests are brewfests. First family stuff, First Friday stuff I already kind of went over. Family First Friday, Family Friendly Friday at the Top Hat from 6 to 9 p.m. And then, of course, Under the M, the Chamber Music of Montana is doing a Under the M featuring UM School of Music faculty, wind, keyboard, string classics, and world premieres. Something for everyone. Join us at the Last Best Place for Chamber Music, located in the amphitheater near the trail entrance of Mount Sentinel. And if you don't know where that is, go to the summit of Mount Sentinel and listen for the music. All starting at 7:30 p.m. too as well. And thanks Michael Lake for coming on, because tonight as well at 7:30 p.m. University of Montana is doing their Please Go, presented by Montana Repertory Theater. And just so you know, I did ask Michael as well after the interview. This is not a show that will be going on tour. Some Montana Repertory Theaters get a chance to go on tour after they have their run here in the University of Montana. But this one is also a premiere show, and they have some actors from New York, as he said. All right, so do I have any videos I want to show you guys before I jump into anything else? Let's see. Okay, I'll show you this video, and then we'll talk about Saturday events right after this.
What's up, dude? I'm just artist. Guess what? We're taking drawing suggestions for season 2.
That's right, guys. We're taking drawing suggestions. So what does that mean? Well, it means that we get to get all these grand suggestions from you guys, the fans. What can it be? It can be anything. Infinity. You can draw an 8, but it's on its side. Yeah, that's how far we're going, guys. That's how far we're going. Safe for work. So that means no NSFW. I don't want any suggestions saying raunchy things, alright? That's off the table, I'm sorry. Okay? References. I love references like anybody else, you know? I love them all. I love it. You can have like some Superman being with Batman and they're hanging out together and they're having like a coffee. Yeah. That's cool. You know, you could have this drawing suggestion that's like, oh, you know, Spider-Man webbing up, Dr. Octopus, I don't know, somebody famous. Okay, somebody that everybody will, you know, universally know. Why do we have to put a limit on it? Because some people just don't know what you're talking about, man. They don't know. I don't know what we're talking about. Applejack cereal mascots flying on a rocket to meet Sheen on Planet Sheen. Cliff the Big Red Dog coming out. eating the planet. I don't want that, okay? No, stay away from those suggestions because nobody will understand them except for maybe the host, maybe some other people, all right? Last time it didn't go so good. Yeah. Lastly, we're going to have filters. So that means, we're going to be picking and choosing which good, delicious suggestion you have. Which means your suggestion might not be in an episode. Oh well, that's life. It might be in the next episode, okay? I don't control all of it. I'm just the host. I am Rowan Lemus. You can find all my art stuff on, it's Instagram, Twitter. I changed my Instagram name to nowhere.arts, so it's not nowhere2999. Don't look that up anymore. It's nowhere.artz. And then Twitter is nowhere with exclamation mark. I want this season to go off smoothly, and we're going to have a lot of awesome guests. We're going to have new and old returning guests. So look out for that. And the date will be on September 7th. So, But anyways, see you on the 7th.
Hey guys, welcome back. Let's talk a little bit about your Saturday events. Hey, the rain will kind of subside a little bit on Saturday, just in time for the barrel racing at and of course Farmers Market. I'll talk a little bit about that. Barrel racing hosted by Marsh Performance Horses. Buckles prizes and added money to division winners at finals. Entries will begin at 8 a.m. and time only runs begin at 10 a.m. Qualified for these three competitions at the final qualifying race will be held on August 10th. My bad. So let's do this. So this is a Marsh Performance Horses. This is just what's happening. It's gonna do some barrel races. It's equestrian horses. They're gonna be on here. You can find more details on the Facebook page, Marsh Performance Horses, and that's going to be happening 8 a.m. kicking off tomorrow morning. I believe they start doing the time trials at 10 a.m. So this is for people who are interested in checking that out, seeing some horses. Day of action at Greeno Park Pavilion on September 7th from 9:30 to about 2 p.m. The Greeno Park Pavilion, in a collaboration with Watershed Education Network, will organize a day of action. Event stakeholders will discuss citizen science and train volunteers in data collection at Rattlesnake Creek with methods that can apply to your own watershed. This watershed is basically the keeping up the health of your stream and natural resource, just making sure that it's cleaned out and everything, because everything goes downstream. There'll also be opportunity to collect data for by bike for those who like to pedal. There will be a Love Your Watershed sign making station. Coffee, juice, bagels, and supplies will be provided, and it's all starting at 9:30 a.m. at Greeno Park Pavilion. Hands-on science, chemistry. Spectrum is doing some chemistry again. Light play. Keep on going. Keep on moving forward. Kickstart your writing Saturday writing workshops. Living Art of Montana. This is with Caroline Peterson. These standalone writing workshops are offered monthly, beginning in August and running through December. And it happens every Saturday, 9:30 to 12:30 at the Living Art of Montana. And this is for writing. And Living Art of Montana helps people who are dealing with loss. Or people who are in the process of having a major health issue as well. Montana Saturday Drop-Ins starts on Saturday, kicking off from 1 to 5 p.m. Your kid can join us for Saturday Drop-Ins, which is a creative media making a space for kids to make stop animations, movies, all sorts of things. It is a creative space. We encourage kids to do something creative, and this happens from 1 to 5 p.m. every Saturday for the rest of the school year. And then our last weekend is the weekend before Memorial Day weekend, because we like to take that weekend off. MUD's annual garden party starting at 6 p.m. Missoula Urban Demonstration Project. Come join the Missoula Urban Demonstration Project at this year's garden party. The garden party will feature live music, local beer, a raffle featuring items with a variety of local businesses, silent auction. Saturday, September 7th, tomorrow night, and it's going to be at the 1527 Wyoming Street. It's right next to the Bowling Alley and Missoula Food Bank. You can't miss it. It's going to be the Missoula Urban Demonstration Project annual garden party. Sunday, yes, there is a Sunday event, only because there's the 15th annual Peace Festival at the Ewam Garden of a Thousand Buddhas up in Arley. It's an amazing lineup, community speakers, music, dance, performance, and much more. The Garden of a Thousand Buddhas is a beautiful place to go to. First time I was there when I was in college about a million years ago. There were probably like a good amount of Buddhas, but there's definitely more than 1,000 Buddhas right there right now. They say Garden of a Thousand Buddhas, and they have more than met their expectation of having Buddhas. And if you want to learn more about this on MCAT, you can look up Missoula Out and About, and you can check out the Garden of a Thousand Buddhas. And we made a nice little piece by our very own general manager here at MCAT, Joel Baird. And then there's the Missoula Jewish Music Festival. And it's going to be at Bonner Park starting at 3 p.m. The Missoula Jewish Music Festival, Fiesta. That's how it's spelled on here. It's the Fiesta, Fiesta, the musical tour of Jewish culture starring the Weinreb brothers. It's free admission. It's going to be at Bonner Park starting at 3 p.m. I believe it's going to be at their pavilion. Their sounds include bluegrass, rock, and blues. They're distinctively Jewish sounds. All right, so that's what's happening this weekend as well. I have Dubbin stuff for you guys. I believe that this is one of my last of the videos I have to show you guys before I can wrap my show. So without further ado, here is a brand new episode of Dubbin stuff from the movie War of the Planets.
In space, nobody can hear your terrible movie. Checking the pewter. Gonna check the pewter now. Squeak! Excuse me, can you check the computer for me? What do you think I'm doing? What was that? Oh, nothing. I'm just seeing that this old baby is doing just fine. Well, that's good. I'll just look over here. Mm-hmm. Yep, that light's blinking correctly. That's pink. Good, good. Excuse me, darling. Could you make sure to check the thingy for the updates? Well, I suppose I could. Yeah. Well, that's all we can do for today. I don't see why we always have to update every hour on the hour. Well, that's what happens when you buy a Mac over a PC. Sure, you can set your apps to update on their own, but the system updates need...
And action.
Huh? Oh! What was that noise? Quickly, to the CRT TV screen. What do you think it is? I'm not sure exactly what it is, honey.
Nom nom. You see? I totally caught it with my mouth. Gravity's on my side, I tell you what. Now let's play some space checkers. You guys are familiar with the rules of space checkers, right? It's like regular checkers, but we play them in space. You see...
Excuse me, I have something to say to everyone. This is very important.
For the last time, I can't do anything about the dress code.
Well, the thing about this is there's some crazy lights happening in space.
Are you sure it's crazy lights? You know, crazy lights in space are called stars.
So that was the last time I ever had lunch with Skrillex.
Oh, yeah,
you're breaking up.
Skrillex.
All right,
good.
Goodbye, I love you.
I love you.
Man, they said that space was the final frontier, but geez, all they gave me was this blue tunic, and I'm like, I'm not having it. Well, it could be worse. I could be wearing red in that stupid red hat. Anyways, what's the report?
Anyways, sir, these machines have been beeping at us all night. We just don't know what it's coming from.
Well, yeah, what we should probably do, we should talk to our engineer. Hey, engineer.
Well, you got the machine, and get out and go with the and then you go, and the thing is the lights and the beaming, and the boop, boop, beep, boop, and other things happen here. See, make a good point, right?
What do you suggest we do?
Well, that's about enough of that. Well, thanks you guys for joining me. I want to thank Susan Haypatrick and Nancy De Pastino for joining me. They were here representing Suicide Awareness Month with Project Tomorrow, Montana. You can find out more if you have suicidal thoughts, or you know of somebody who has suicidal thoughts and you want to be a part of helping prevent suicide and bringing out about suicide awareness. You go to projecttomorrowmt.org, or you can call them at their number, which is 1-800-273-TALK, otherwise known as 8255. Again, that number is 1-800-273-8255. You can also text MT to 714-714. Again, text MT to 741-741. You just type it in twice. And also, go please go. It's going to be playing at the Montana through the Montana Repertory Theater, presented by, and it'll be at the Massacre Theater, happening 7:30 p.m. tonight, and also all weekend long. And then they'll wrap up their final run 2 p.m. in the afternoon on Sunday. They have a matinee on Saturday as well. So, some of the great things that are happening this weekend as well. Not much else I want to talk about. Once again, social media, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Wake Up Missoula. It's that easy to find. You can also go to MCAT.org for everything MCAT related. The presenter of my show, Wake Up Missoula, presented by MCAT. So without further ado, I want to thank you guys for joining me, and I thank my guests for joining me, Michael Leggs, Artistic Director for Go Please Go, and the folks from Project Tomorrow. All right, so anyways, for Wake Up Missoula, I'm Scott Ramf, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day.